The following is a production of Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports.
Hardline drive by Galligan, one hop to second base, and it gets through! It gets through into right field. Garrigan takes the lead. Trainer scores. Here comes Heliseth. 3-1 Golden Bears. Thompson stealing. First is going to throw through. It's a great throw, and they got him at second base. Tate First does it again. 2-2 pitch. Schwab ground ball up the middle, and that one's going to sneak through into center field for a base hit. Here comes Furch. 5-2 Bishop Garrigan. Bags are full. Lappy winds. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. The Golden Bears hang on in Forest City.
Video streaming on the Algona Radio YouTube channel is brought to you by Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit. Kemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed. PMC Advantage Insurance Services, having the advantage makes all the difference. And Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident. Now, here's Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports Director, Tyler Lance.
The road to Carroll, Iowa begins today. Welcome on in here on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream to postseason high school baseball action here in Class 1A District 3 as the North Iowa Bison visit the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. Well, that was what was originally supposed to happen, but this game has been moved to the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. The rain earlier here today means that the field was unplayable at Bishop Garrigan High School, so we've moved to the turf field here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. Now, this game was originally scheduled to take place at 7 o'clock. It'll now take place at 3 o'clock, and the North Union versus GTRA game will follow this one at 5 o'clock. At least that's the plan here anyways. The postseason action getting underway. The winner in this game moving on to Tuesday night to take on the winner of that North Union and GTRA game. It'll be the third match of this season between the Bison and the Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan with their 16-7 overall record. 2 of those wins were against the 3-15 North Iowa Bison, with the Golden Bears winning on June 19th by a final count of 9-2 and June 30th by a final count of 9-1. Looking at today and the starting lineups for both teams. First for the Bison, who are designated as the visitor for this one. North Iowa leads off with the second baseman Braden Gray. Tate Engelbart's at shortstop hitting second. Kevin Hagan, the catcher, batting third. Jamison Kramersmeyer, the pitcher, is batting cleanup. Cale Lorenzen at third base hitting fifth. Brendan Price, the first baseman, batting sixth. Archer Winter, the right fielder, hitting seventh. Zeke Garst, the designated hitter, batting eighth, as he will bat for left fielder Eli Hoffman. And Gavin Grunhoff in center field, hitting ninth for the North Iowa Bison. Meanwhile, for the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears, it is Brady Galligan pitching today, as he will bat leadoff. Tate Furch hitting second and catching. Carter Schwab batting third, as he will play first base. Nick Lear in center field, hitting fourth. Dan Mice at shortstop, batting fifth. Aiden Deitering at third base, hitting sixth. Drew Moeller in right field, batting seventh. Caden Graves, the designated hitter, batting eighth, as he will bat for the second baseman, Teague Olish. And Thad Kolesh in left field, hitting ninth. Those are the starting lineups for tonight. Postseason action between Bishop Garrigan and North Iowa coming up on 92.7 KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Postseason Sports brought to you by
Farmer State Bank, a strong history, a bright future.
Algona Livestock, sales every Monday.
American Glass, for all your glass needs, think American.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle, passionate about teaching, creative about dance.
Daylight Donuts, open early, serving freshly made donuts, rolls, and coffee.
Farm and Home Services, check their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, caring for your pets, big and small, they love them all.
Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident.
Life's buzzing with energy, from the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Postseason sports on Hometown Home Country Radio. Brought to you by
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Signworks for all your signage needs. Also printed shirts, caps, and jackets.
TAFE Wellness Center, Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm insurance agent in Algona.
Lichter's Garage Door Service, a reputation you can trust.
Good Samaritan Society of Algona, senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping.
The Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service.
Hey Golden Bear fans, this is Tate Furch, and you're listening to Bishop Garrigan Baseball on KLGA.
And we thank everyone for tuning in here today in our new start time of 3 o'clock as the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears take on the North Iowa Bison in Class 1A District 3 action. This is a part of the Substate 2 bracket as the winner moves on to the next round of the Class 1A postseason coming up on Tuesday night, taking on the winner of North Union at GTRA game, a game that will follow this one here on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream. Right now we are in Fort Dodge, Iowa at this turf field from the Hall Rogers Sports Complex, and Bishop Garrigan, well, they just played at this very field in the final game of the regular season as the Golden Bears took on St. Edmund. They defeated the Gales 6-4, and they played at this exact field, the home diamond of St. Edmund, to end the regular season with a win, 16-7. Not to mention, in the final week of the regular season, the Golden Bears also played at the turf for City Baseball Diamond, so this team has played a lot on the turf here the past couple of days, so that certainly is an advantage here for tonight as Bishop Garrigan gets ready to face the North Iowa Bison with their starting pitcher, Brady Galligan. Galligan pitching in his 10th game of the season, his 6th start, a record of 4 wins and 3 losses, and an ERA of 2.16. Galligan has 34 strikeouts and 25 walks in those 35 2/3 innings, and opponents batting 167 against the Bishop Garrigan senior, tasked with advancing the Golden Bears to the next round of the postseason. He will face Braden Gray, Tate Engelbarts, and Kevin Hagan this inning for the North Iowa Bison. Golden Bears today, they're wearing their white uniforms. It's white uniform pants. It is the white jersey, vest up top with black t-shirt underneath, the gold bears on the front, and gold numerals front and back. Bishop Garrigan has the gold baseball hat with the BG and cross intertwined on the front and the black brim. Meanwhile, for the North Iowa Bison, they have the white uniform pants, the blue jersey top with the white North Iowa underlined on the front, blue numerals outlined in white on the front and back of the uniform, and they have the blue baseball caps with the N and I intertwined on the front of it. Galligan finishing up his warm-up tosses right now here in Fort Dodge, and what a great venue for this afternoon's ball game. Of course, it would have been more ideal for the Golden Bears' sake to have it at your home diamond where everyone wants to play, but the good news for Bishop Garrigan, they just played here at this venue, and you know, if you're an infielder, you are going to get a true hop off the turf this afternoon. There are going to be no bad hops here today, but Golden Bears starting pitcher Brady Galligan, he's been pitching great here down the stretch in the regular season, and like we've talked about a lot, the Golden Bears really have a big 1, 2, 3, 4 in that starting rotation. Of course, you get Dan Mice, you see him a lot of those big games, but Brady Galligan, Carter Schwab, Tate Furch, those 4 become a very formidable starting rotation for the Golden Bears. Starting things off for North Iowa, it is the sophomore Braden Gray, who comes in batting .216, 4 RBI, Galligan's first pitch, and that is inside for ball 1, and we are underway here in Fort Dodge as the game time temperature 81 degrees. It was cloudy earlier, but the sun now out. Galligan's next offering, as that one misses the mark as well, and the count 2-0. Gray hits out of a squared and narrow batting stance, resting bat upon the back shoulder. Galligan breaking ball is rolled towards second base. Alish gobbles it up. He will throw to first base, and he will get the hustling Gray for out number 1 of the ball game here on Hometown Radio KLGA Algona. So 1 out, nobody on base for North Iowa as Galligan looks to work into a quick and upbeat tempo early in this ball game. Tate Engelbarts, the freshman shortstop batting, hitting .293, 4 RBI this season for the Bison. North Iowa as a team, they come in batting .246 on the season. You look up and down their lineup as Engelbarts bats out of a closed stance, and Galligan paints the inside corner with strike 1. This season, North Iowa averaging just a touch over 4 runs per game, but they're allowing nearly 10, as Galligan loses control of the breaking ball above the head of Engelbarts to even the count 1-1. Meanwhile, Bishop Garrigan, they average 5.7 runs per game and only allow 3 runs per contest. Engelbarts slashing the breaking ball foul, and he is behind in the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here at the Hall Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, it's 302 feet down the left field line, 385 to dead center, as Galligan delivers, and there is a called strike 3. Engelbart's called out looking, and it's 2 up, 2 down to start the inning for the North Iowa Bison, and their number 3 hitter, Kevin Hagan, will try to start something off. Hagan, the .236 hitter, sophomore, 5 RBI in the season. But 385 to dead center field and 315 down the right field line. Some unique dimensions here at the ballpark as Galligan winds and fires. Hagan watching, and that one upstairs for a ball. 1-0 count. There is a green monster, a replica of Fenway Park out in left field where the wall just juts up to a very high height as that one's in there for a called strike. 1-1. And Bishop Garrigan's final regular season game, a 6-4 win over St. Edmund. Nick Learer cleared the green monster for a grand slam, as did Dan Mice with another home run in that 6-4 Golden Bear win. But it's a green monster out in left field, now to left center. Then out in center field, it's a normal wall, as it is in right. The 1-2 pitch fouled off, and Hagan able to stay alive. Jamison Kramersmeyer on deck for the Bison. The scoreboard is out in right center field, and there's a little painting of a brick wall out in right center as well. As there's a tapper foul third base side over where the Golden Bears are situated in their dugout, with North Iowa on the first base side. And it's a 1-2 count on Kevin Hagan with 2 outs and nobody on base for North Iowa. Hagan hits from the inside part of the box. Galligan's 1-2 pitch. That's an eye-level fastball to even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bishop Garrigan shallow in the outfield with Lear and Muller in center field and right. They're playing shallow and towards right center for the number 3 hitting Hagan. 2-2 pitch. Hagan fouls it back to the screen. He's fought off a couple of 2-strike offerings. And it stays a 2-2 count. Hagan of 12 Ks compared to just 1 walk this season as Galligan winds and delivers. Hagan a slow roller, Galligan off the mound, fields at first base side. He will flip to first base as he loses his hat, but it's in time to get the out, and North Iowa goes down 1-2-3 in the first. Golden Bears coming to bat next. No score in Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. Golden Bears will bat coming up in the bottom of the first on Hometown Radio KLGA.
Whether a ref makes a bad call or it's opposing players or fans trying to get us out of our element, that our ultimate goal is to win, and doing things that are unsportsmanlike aren't going to get us any closer to that goal.
Because in life, many things will not go your way, and by learning now to hold your head up high when defeated and stay humble after a victory will better influence your life for the years to come.
Hey Golden Bear fans, this is Brady Galligan, and you're listening to Bishop Garrigan Baseball on KLGA.
And we're back at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge for this rescheduled contest between the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bear and North Iowa Bison. This game originally scheduled to take place 7 o'clock from Bishop Garrigan High School, but due to Mother Nature, we have moved this contest to the all-turf field here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex. And I really do mean all-turf. It is a turf baseline. The base paths are turf. The outfield grass is not grass, but it is in fact turf. So it truly is all turf as Jamison Kramersmeyer takes his warm-up tosses for the North Iowa Bison. Kramersmeyer on the season, he's been the ace for North Iowa. He's pitched in 8 games, all of them starts. His record only 2-5, but his ERA, 2.35. He has struck out 51 batters and walked 16. Opponents hitting just 182 against Kramersmeyer, who's pitched 47 2/3 innings. And one of the few seniors on this Bison team. They are a very young squad, heavy on the sophomore class, some 8th graders seeing some occasional action, and you have the likes of Kramersmeyer, Price, and Grunhoff holding it down for the senior class in the starting lineup. Brady Galligan leading things off for the Bishop Garrigan starting lineup after working a 1-2-3 first inning. Kramersmeyer into the motion in his first pitch as a breaking ball cut on and missed by Galligan. A nice initial offering by Kramersmeyer. Galligan hitting .365. Moved up into that leadoff spot late in the season as he has 10 RBI. The motion and the pitch. Kramersmeyer up high off that one for a ball, evening the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Defensively for North Iowa, Hagan is behind home plate. Lorenzen at third base, Engelbart's at shortstop, Gray at second, and Price at first as the 1-1 pitch. That one is down for a ball, and the count, 2 balls and 1 strike on Galligan. In left field, it's Hoffman, Grunhoff patrolling center field, and Winter in right. Outfield is towards left center for the leadoff hitting Galligan as Kramersmeyer brings this 2-1. Down and away for a ball, 2-2 count. We are situated up here in the press box behind the home plate area at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. And the home plate umpire is being very vocal early in this ball game. He's doing a good job saying, that pitcher's down, that pitcher's out. I could even hear that up here in the press box a little bit. As that pitch misses for ball 4, bit up and into Galligan, as he will walk on the 3-1 count, and the Golden Bears will have a base runner if nobody out in the bottom half of inning number 1. Tate Furch, starting catcher for the Golden Bears, will be the batter now. The right-handed hitter is batting .324, 8 RBI on the season. For the 16-7 Golden Bears, coming in second place this year in the top of Iowa West with a 13-3 conference record. North Iowa, 3-15 this season. They were 3-13 in the top of Iowa West, placing 8th out of the 9 schools. Pick off to first base by Kramersmeyer, but diving back in on the turf is Brady Galligan. Outfield playing towards left center field for Furch. Not particularly deep, especially the center fielder Grunhoff, who is relatively shallow in center field. Hoffman in left and Winter in right. About medium depth. Third baseman Lorenzen pinching in at the edge of the green painted turf. Furch squaring the bunt, he pulls it back. Stealing second is Galligan. Head first slide and he's safe. In there, head of the throw of Hagen, and Galligan swipes the bag to move an early runner to scoring position for Bishop Garrigan. That is Galligan's 14th steal of the season, trailing only Tate Furch, who has 18 to lead the way for the Golden Bears. But Furch batting now. Out of a squared right-handed stance, lifts the bat above the back shoulder as Kramersmeyer checks second and comes to the plate. Furch with a lazy fly ball, shallow right field. That one is in the range of the first baseman Price. He stumbles and he drops the ball. It kicks towards foul territory. Galligan on his way to third base, and Furch will slide into second base. An early error by North Iowa has cracked the door open as Tate Furch reaches safely on the E3. That was a high, lazy pop-up, but in this bright afternoon sky, although Price got his glove on it and could not squeeze the ball as it's second and third for Carter Schwab. The wind today blowing right to left across the diamond, so a ball in the air to left field could get a little boost out towards that green monster. Carter Schwab hitting .278, 17 RBI for Bishop Garrigan. Kramersmeyer upstairs with ball one. Jamison Kramersmeyer, not a guy who brings a ton of velocity, but he is a pitcher who's not going to beat himself. He will be in the strike zone, and he will force you to hit your way on against him. As his 1-0 pitch, up and away for a ball, 2-0 count. And in high school baseball, sometimes that's half the battle. A lot of the lineups you see, sometimes they get impatient, they swing at bad pitches, or they'll have at-bats where they roll over on the first pitch. Kramersmeyer wants the opposing team to beat themselves at the plate, as that one catches the high outside corner for a strike. Kramersmeyer brought that one in just a bit, and the count goes to 2-1. Early scoring opportunity for Bishop Garrigan. Second and third if nobody out. With the middle of the batting order up right now. Schwab awaits the 2-1 pitch from Kramersmeyer. He attacks it and he slices it foul third base side. That one is heading out onto the softball diamond here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex. There are all kinds of diamonds all over the place here in this expansive complex that is home to the state softball tournament hosted by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Kramersmeyer working from the windup. His 2-2 pitch to Schwab. Just a bit outside. Missed a couple of inches off the plate, and Schwab watches it to bring the count full at 3-2. The infield, not shallow for North Iowa, but it's about even maybe a step behind the base paths. A ball head on the turf will get to the infielders quickly, so there's a potential for a play at home. 3-2 pitch. Schwab hits that one hard towards right field. Racing over is Winter. Winter towards the gap, and he can't get to it. That ball will roll to the fence. Coming home to score is Galligan. Right behind him is Furch. 2-run double Carter Schwab, and the Golden Bears strike first in the bottom of the first inning. The right fielder Winter started cruising after that ball like he had a beat on it initially. Then he accelerated late, realizing that he wasn't going to get to it, but he could not reach the ball, and Schwab drives home a pair, making it 2-0 Golden Bears. Schwab now tied with Nick Lear for the team lead, 19 RBI. And speaking of which, here he is, Nick Lear coming to the plate right now. Last time he stepped foot on this diamond, a grand slam to left field over the Green Monster. The 6'6" senior batting out of a right-handed stance. Lear hitting .366, 3 homers at 19 runs driven in, as the pickoff to second base is not in time. Schwab diving back in. Big gap towards right center field in this North Iowa defense. Well, I've been getting some grief lately, folks. Nick Lear has homered 3 times this season, and I've not been present at any of those 3 games, as Lear watches one on the inside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Of course, he's done it on some nights where I've been covering Garrigan softball or on the other side of the town for an Algona game. But we'll see if this Harlan Rogers Sports Complex is a place where lightning can strike twice for the Bishop Garrigan senior. 0-1 pitch. And that is a bit in for a ball as Kramersmeyer tried the off-speed pitch. Count evens at 1-1. Not a ton of space to work there on the inside corner as Lear hits pretty close to the inside part of that box. That front foot slightly closed off. Schwab at second base. 1-1 pitch. Lear check swing, but he did go after it. That was a pitch that appeared to be a bit above the letters, but Lear couldn't hold back on his swing, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dan Mice on deck. Aiden Deitering in the hole for Bishop Garrigan. In this game that just got underway at 3 o'clock, 4 hours earlier than the original start time. 1-2 pitch, and a wave and a miss for strike 3. Kramersmeyer pulled a string on Lear, and the big swing comes up empty as that is out number 1 of the inning. Runner still at second base for Dan Mice, who's playing shortstop today. Mice hitting .262. He has 1 homer and 12 runs driven in. Also went deep in the final regular season game, the 6-4 win over St. Edmund here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex. Mice wears the high socks with those lateral gold stripes on them, waving the bat above his head. The first offering, and that one's going to stay bit up and into Mice for ball 1. Bishop Garrigan has had the edge over North Iowa when these two teams matched up. Not only have the Golden Bears won both matchups this season, but they've won their last 10 meetings against North Iowa. 1-0 pitch. Mice watching in that one over the plate for a called strike, evening at 1-1. Dating back to the 2010 season, Bishop Garrigan has a 22, make that a 26-2 record against North Iowa. Winning 9-1 and 9-2 earlier this season. Carter Schwab throwing a couple of really good games against the Bison on the mound as the 1-1 pitch. And that one squirts the backstop. It goes through Hagan, and Schwab will go to third base. So a passed ball will allow Bishop Garrigan to move the runner up. The pitch was out of the strike zone, so the count 2-1 on Mice. And now you're thinking base hit, ball in play, anything like that, and give Schwab a chance to score from third and make this an even bigger first inning. Bishop Garrigan already leading 2-0. Kramersmeyer back to the windup with the 2-1 pitch. And Mice check swing, but he held back. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, the Bison infield, they're about even at the base paths. You don't have to come all the way in when you pull the infield in on turf. Because like I said, sometimes on a grass field, you'll pull the infield into the edge of the grass, try to cut down the run at home plate. But with how fast the ball will get on top of you here at the turf, you have a split second that is bought by that. As Mice slices that one foul, first base side. That one's heading out of play. Over towards the cornfield that borders this baseball diamond all the way around, out in center field, right field, and over to the first base side a little bit as well. Count has run full on Mice, hitting from the back of the right-handed box. Kramersmeyer buckling down with the 3-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch, called strike 3 as he had Mice frozen. Back-to-back punch-outs by Jamison Kramersmeyer as he'll try to limit the damage to 2 here in inning number 1. Aiden Deitering will be the 2-out hitter for Bishop Garrigan. Deitering hitting .175, 4 RBI on the season. Bats from the middle of the box, a squared right-handed stance as he waves and misses. Big cut at that Kramersmeyer curveball, but he couldn't connect with it, and the count 0-1. We've seen a lot of off-speed junk here early on from Kramersmeyer, who wears the captain's C on his chest for North Iowa. The windup by Kramersmeyer and the 0-1 pitch. Fastball rolled towards second base. Gray has it, and it goes through him. Gray had it initially, but it got through him into right field, and the Golden Bears will get another run. Schwab comes home to score, and Deitering reaches on the E4. It's been a tough defensive inning for North Iowa, as 2 out of these 3 runs have been unearned, and any runs going forward will be unearned as well. Deitering on first base, and that was a slowly hit ball, and it appeared North Iowa was having trouble directing traffic on the infield. The first baseman, Price, came over like he was going to make the play, and then he had to scramble back to first, and it almost looked like the second baseman, Gray, was trying to tell him, hey, go back to first, and while he was doing that, he got distracted as the ball went between his legs, and Bishop Garrigan takes a 3-0 lead, 6 batters into this one. Drew Moeller, the right fielder, will bat after this mound visit breaks up. Well, North Iowa's head coach is now Noah Morphew. Noah Morphew was actually a very good ball player for North Union for quite a while, so I don't know how the North Union folks think about him switching sides on that one and going to a top of Iowa West rival, but he's taken over the North Iowa Bison baseball program and bringing some of his top of Iowa West experience to this young team. 3-0 right now in favor of Bishop Garrigan, though, as the Bison committing 2 errors in the first inning. Drew Moeller will get a chance to bat as Deitering is at first base. Moeller hitting .214, 1 RBI on the season for Bishop Garrigan. Bats from a left-handed stance. Outfield pulled towards right center as the pickoff to first base is close, but Deitering dives back in. The ball is actually picked nicely at first base by Gray as that throw came in low. And you want a low throw to first base when you're throwing a pickoff, just from the standpoint of that gets the glove down there immediately where you don't have to reach down and tag the runner. The glove's already there. Deitering taking off. Moeller smacks that one towards the gap, right center field, and that one's in there for a base hit. Deitering around second base. He will sprint towards third, and he'll get the stop sign there. Moeller blooping a single into the right center field gap, and Bishop Garrigan keeps the train rolling here in inning number 1. First and third of 2 outs. 3-0 Golden Bears. And the number 8 hitter, designated hitter Caden Graves, will get a chance of 2 outs. Graves hitting .140, 2 RBI on the season for the Bishop Garrigan Jr. And the Bison lamenting a couple of opportunities to shorten this inning as Kramersmeyer, their ace, has now had to throw a ton of pitches thanks to the 2 errors committed behind him on defense. 3-0 Golden Bears. Here's Graves batting at the top of the box as Kramersmeyer spins towards third base and then back to first, but both Golden Bear runners go back to their bags. Kramersmeyer holds the hands chest high. Stealing second is Moeller. Graves swings and misses, and North Iowa will let Moeller have second base on defensive indifference. 0-1 count to Graves, and now 2 in scoring position for Bishop Garrigan. Trying to make a big imprint here in inning number 1. After Graves, Kolash, the number 9 hitter, on deck. Kramersmeyer's 0-1. Graves with a cut and a miss. That big looping curveball in the outside corner, and Graves couldn't make contact as the count 0-2. Kramersmeyer continues to bring the junk, mixing that changeup and curveball quite a bit, not wanting to give these hitters a whole lot of fastballs. 0-2 pitch. Little dribbler towards third base. Lorenzen, he will take it. He'll gun across the diamond. Close play, and the ball is not picked at first base. Dietering is safe at home. Graves is safe at first, and it's 4-0 Golden Bears. Boy, I'll tell you what, Lorenzen at third base, he maybe could have tagged Drew Moeller, who was running from second to third for some reason. Moeller was running right into that third out, it appeared, but because the throw was made across the diamond instead of applying the tag, they went for the out at first, and it was a low throw, allowing Graves to reach. And we will call that the third error of the inning for North Iowa as a first to third pickoff, but nothing doing. Whether that's an error or a hit, that's a play that needs to be made if you're the Bison. Here's the pitch. Graves running, and it's rolled foul by Kolash. 0-1 here, or 0-2 rather on Kolash. So Drew Moeller at third base. Caden Graves will have to go back to first. I beg your pardon, it is 0-1. Golden Bears so far this inning unofficially 2 hits, a walk, and 3 misplays by the North Iowa defense. Kramersmeyer holds the hands above the belt. Graves running again. Kolash swinging and missing at the big looping curveball. And the count to 0-2. Well, I'm continuing to feed Bishop Garrigan a diet of that pitch until they prove that they can hit it harder from Kramersmeyer. You can't blame him for what's happened behind him defensively this inning. Second and third now. Graves at second on indifference. 0-2 count to Kolash. And the breaking ball is pulled outside for a ball. 1-2 count. That's that tighter breaking ball. Seems like a couple of varieties for Kramersmeyer. He has the 12-6 breaker that Kolash swung and missed at. That one a little more lateral break. As the 1-2 pitch. One fastball but missed outside. Count evens. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brady Galligan, who started this whole inning with a walk, waiting on deck for Bishop Garrigan. Now with 4 runs of support. The 2-2 pitch. Kolash rolls it towards third base. Lorenzen cuts across the shortstop position. He fires to first base, and that is in time for the out. But North Iowa kicks the ball around a little bit in the first inning, and Bishop Garrigan capitalizes with 4 runs. Bishop Garrigan 4 and at North Iowa nothing. Moving to the second from the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge and Hometown Radio KLGA.
Postseason Sports brought to you by
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
Dump It, commercial and residential garbage service.
Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency.
Neil Albert Electric, flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Erpelding Boyd and Company CPAs, they're not just about taxes.
Glenn's Green Thumb, from a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
Tom Eischen Sales, Toro, Steel, and Green Mountain Grills, your store in the country on Highway 18 west of Algona. Postseason Sports on the radio brought to you by
Phil's Auto and Truck Repair, getting you back on the road.
High Point Land Company, your premier destination for land transactions.
J&J Custom Meats, located in Whittemore.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 in Algona.
Tangle Salon, for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Ulrich Construction, let them do the work.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used car vehicle needs.
Hy-Vee, fill your cart, fuel your car with the Fuel Saver Plus Perks card.
And we welcome you back to Fort Dodge, where North Iowa trails Bishop Garrigan 4-0 in this Class 1A District 3 first-round game. These two teams all part of a Substate 2 bracket that includes District 3, which Bishop Garrigan and North Iowa are in, as well as District 4. But here in this first-round game, it'll be a 4-0 lead for Bishop Garrigan. Brady Galligan back to work after working a 1-2-3 first, and Jameson Kramersmeyer, the Bison pitcher, batting. Kramersmeyer from the back of the box, and he is plunked on that first offering. Wasn't in a huge hurry to get out of the way of that one, but it'll take the first pitch, hit by pitch, and he'll be aboard first base for North Iowa's first base runner of the ball game. Kramersmeyer's been the best hitter this year for North Iowa as he reaches base to start off, and he'll set up Cale Lorenzen if 1 on and nobody out. Cale Lorenzen, the sophomore, batting 190 on the season. does have a team-leading 18 walks, as his on-base percentage is at .426. And the Bison will courtesy run at first base. A courtesy run for Kramersmeyer as the pitch by Galligan sails upstairs for a ball, and that is a 1-0 count. On deck, it'll be Brendan Price. After that, Archer Winter. Pitch by Galligan. Upstairs on the curveball. 2 balls and no strikes from the Bishop Garrigan senior. Galligan will check on the runner at first base. Holds the hands belt high and comes to the plate. And that one is a little jam job towards shortstop. Mice waits back on it. His only play will be to first base. And it's a bang-bang play, and they got him. Carol Lorenzen puts his hand on his batting helmet as he thought he was safe at first base, but they'll get him on the bang-bang play as the courtesy runner, William Duvet, is now at second base. Well, Mice, on this fast infield turf, thought the ball would get to him a little quicker, but the way it was spinning coming off the bat, and actually kind of deadened and got him quite slowly, and that was nearly an infield base hit for North Iowa, who's trying to scratch back after giving up 4 in the first inning. As the umpires will come together. Well, the Bison's first base dugout, they were right in front of where that play was, and they certainly did not think that that was an out, but the umpires say, yes, it was an out, as they confer and uphold the call. So it'll be 1 out runner at second base. Brendan Price, the senior, hitting .188 on the season. The stretch in the pitch, that is. Finds the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Like I mentioned earlier, winner in this game plays the winner of North Union and GTRA. Coming up right after us at this very same baseball diamond. Roller towards shortstop again. Dietering cuts in front, the third baseman. He'll gun it across the diamond and get that off a strong throw. Return for the third base. The tag. And the ball gets away. Boy, that tag play was going to be close at third base for a double play as Duvet advanced late, but the ball squirted away from the shortstop Mice, who had covered third base, and that'll be a ground out for the runner advancing. Dietering had the good throw to first base, but now runner at third, 2 out for North Iowa as Brady Galligan continues to work economically. Archer Winter takes a curveball down and away for ball 1. Winter hitting .235. Second to Jamison Kramersmeyer as he has 12 runs driven in on the season. Hits out of a narrow and closed stance. Galligan's pitch is downstairs for a ball. It's a 2-0 count. Don't forget, after this one, stick around because we will have coverage of that North Union versus GTRA baseball game right here on the YouTube stream and on 92.7 KLGA as a nasty curveball by Galligan moves the feet of Winter. He swung and missed as he was falling off towards the outside part of the batter's box. The 2-1 pitch. Winter watching another curveball as he was bailing out of the box by backing up, but the pitch broke back over the inside corner for a strike, 2-2. He has not looked comfortable against that curveball. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for a fastball. He tied him up and in, and that was a dissection by Brady Galligan in that at-bat. The inning is over as North Iowa strands a man at third base. No hits, no runs, 1 left on for the Bison, and it's 4-0 Bishop Garrigan, moving to the bottom half of 2 on KLGA Hometown Radio.
Postseason Sports brought to you by
Feed Mill Coffee Company, your locally owned coffee shop in downtown Algona.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty in downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Redding Gravel and Excavating, serving Algona and the surrounding area since 1948.
Steyr Ag Aviation, aerial and ground application agronomy service.
Lance and Tracy Ludwig, your Channel seed dealer in Wesley.
Lance Funeral Home, someone who cares and understands.
Nielsen Trucking, your project is their priority.
JDRC to Wesley, your Whipple's seed dealer. The new Massey Ferguson 2M Series compact tractor is here. Designed for those who demand more, the Massey Ferguson 2M Series is built to take on the toughest jobs and longest days. Stay comfortable through demanding hay work, feeding livestock, tough snow removal, or detailed landscaping tasks. Options like a deluxe cab, advanced lighting and soft drive, loader suspension maximize your work time. Learn more at MasseyFerguson.com or visit Carroll Implement in Laverne.
Bottom of the second inning from the Harlan Rogers Sports Park Campus Convert Dodge. There's a line drive first pitch by Brady Galligan, right center field base hit. Galligan jumps right on that offering as the center fielder Grunhoff gets over to cut it off, and Galligan's been on base twice today. Opposite field single to right center, and that will put the leadoff runner on once again for Bishop Garrigan, who sent 9 batters to the plate in the first inning. So we're right back at the leadoff spot. Brady Galligan delivers the base hit, and now we're at the number 2 spot in the batting order of Tate Furch, who reached on the first of 3 errors the Bison had in the first inning. Outfield towards left center field. 4-0 Bishop Garrigan as Galligan's worked efficiently. They'll try to pick him off at first base, but he dives back in safely. It'll be Furch, Schwab, Lear. Next three due up for the Golden Bears. Furch at the dish right now, wearing that black arm sleeve on the right arm. He will square around. He'll pull the bat back. Galligan stealing second, and North Iowa won't even make a throw. I'm not so sure that Hagan had that ball cleanly behind home plate. Maybe had a little trouble getting it out of the glove as the pitch was a called strike to Furch. And again, the Golden Bears advance the runner to scoring position. For the steals today, they're over 80 stolen bases on the season. Gray holds the runner at second base. Furch, line drive center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Galligan got a late read, so he will have to stop at third base. And it's runners at the corners to start off the inning for Bishop Garrigan. That was a beautiful approach by Tate Furch. Of course, the temptation here is you have a shorter left field wall. It's about 8 feet closer to home plate than at Bishop Garrigan, and it's that tall green monster. So you're thinking as a right-handed hitter, let's hit a double off the green monster. But that was a good, patient, up-the-middle approach by Furch. And the Golden Bears have a great inning set up, potentially. First and third, nobody out. And Carter Schwab, who had a 2-run double his first time up, coming to the plate. Kramersmeyer's pitch to Schwab. Furch running. Ground ball towards second base. And that one is knocked down by Gray in the dive. His throw to first base. Not in time. Oh, I beg your pardon. They got the out. Wow. Coming home to score is Brady Galligan. What a play by Gray. Furch advances to second base. Gray, with the diving backhanded stop. The throw to first base was in time to get the out. And I believe that may have been a makeup call for the save call at first base last half inning that North Iowa was unhappy about. In any case, though, Schwab gets the RBI ground out. So Galligan home to score. Furch at second. 5-0 Golden Bears. The first pitch to Nick Lear, and that'll be ball one. Lear, a strikeout victim his first time up, 0 for 1 today. That has been the one constant issue this year for the Bishop Garrigan lineup. The strikeouts are at 192 coming into today. They've had a pair of them so far in this one. Leading at 5-0, as that one is up for a ball. 2-0 count. But the good news is, in the winning games, Bishop Garrigan's been able to find ways to manufacture runs in spite of the Ks, but I know it's been a constant thing the coaching staff has preached is, hey, we've got to get a little more contact here, cut down all those strikeouts, as the pickoff to second base is close. Furch dives back in. That was a perfect throw by Kramersmeyer. It was low, about shin level to the second baseman Gray, who covered the bag, and that led the glove right to Furch. But safe there is Furch at second base. Kramersmeyer working first base side of the rubber. Stretch on the 2-0. Lear fouling that one back into the screen, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Mice due up next for Bishop Garrigan. It is a humid afternoon, about 80 degrees here in Fort Dodge, but at very least, not raining at this point, at least not as of yet. And if it does, the turf field usually absorbs that pretty well. 2-1 pitch. Lear watching, and that one is inside for a ball, 3-1 count. It seems, at least based on the radar and the forecast, we should be pretty good as far as getting this Bishop Garrigan versus North Iowa game in. The North Union versus GTRA game that'll follow us may have some potential rain to disrupt it, but we'll see how the forecast plays out. 3-1 pitch is outside ball 4, and Lear will be aboard first base on the free pass from Kramersmeyer. Tate Furch still at second, Nick Lear at first, and Dan Mice, who's 0 for 1 off a K, now batting for Bishop Garrigan. But it's nice, this press box has some AC working, so it's paradise up here for us, but it is a muggy day down on the field for the players, as a little sunshine is shining through the patchy cloud cover. Kramersmeyer once again working with a lot of traffic here on the base paths through the first couple of innings. He'll look towards second as Furch is running. It is a curveball, and there will be no throw to third base as Tate Furch does a face plant going in there. Boy, an awkward-looking slide, but he got such a great jump that North Iowa could not make a play on him. Runners at the corners. And I think the turf monster just got him. He dove head first, and all of a sudden, his feet were up in the air, and his face was dragging along the turf. That could not have felt good, ladies and gents. I can tell you that. Lear takes off on the pitch, and that one is outside for a ball, so he'll go to second base easily. So Bishop Garrigan steals a couple of runners 90 feet further forward, and it's second and third, and a 2-0 count to Dan Mice. North Iowa in danger of having this game get out of control early as the 2-0 pitch. Mice pops it up, out of play first base side. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, speaking of out of control, folks, Beanie Bodie couldn't make it here today. Every day is the 4th of July if your name is Beanie Bodie. And we'll let all of you interpret that however you want to. As the 2-1 pitch, and that one is a bit upstairs for a ball. 3-1 count for Kramersmeyer. The command not as sharp here in inning number 2 as it was in inning number 1. He was throwing that curveball for strikes quite a bit in the first inning, but he has fallen behind the Garrigan hitters in inning number 2. 3-1 pitch. Mice with a huge cut and a miss. He was thinking a return trip to the Green Monster like the last regular season game, as the count now goes full at 3-2. Well, that's all right. You get an aggressive cut 3-1, then you have to shorten up a little bit 3-2. With 2 men on base. Kramersmeyer working from the windup. His payoff pitch. And that one, a jam job back to the screen, foul, and the count stays full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The next pitch will be number 7 of the at-bat to Mice, who's 0 for 1. Deitering on deck for Bishop Garrigan, leading 5-0 in the bottom of 2. Kramersmeyer back to work. The North Iowa senior shakes off the first 2 signs before delivering the payoff pitch. And a foul tip held onto for strike 3. Hagen squeezes it behind home plate, and Kramersmeyer has his third punch out of the game. Mice retired for out number 2. So good job by Kramersmeyer to battle back after falling behind 3-1. And now Aiden Deitering will bat. Deitering reaching on an error his first time up. An error that brought home a run for Bishop Garrigan, part of that 4-run first inning. The windup and the pitch by Kramersmeyer. And Deitering reaching for the curveball. Boy, that was a nasty offering. Started over the plate, but then broke down and outside, and Deitering went fishing for it as the count is 0-1. And that ball comes in so slow, you're thinking as a hitter, well, even though it's an off-speed pitch, there's no way I can't drive this ball somewhere around the yard. Back to the fastball, line drive towards shortstop, and it's caught on the line by Engelbarts, and the inning comes to an end. Bishop Garrigan scores 1 on the RBI ground out by Carter Schwab, but they do strand runners at second and third. The score, Bishop Garrigan 5 at North Iowa 0. Moving to the third on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
Postseason sports coverage brought to you by
Steyr Flooring, home of the Floorinator.
Jake Ingalls Electric, shockingly good service.
Thompson Sewer and Drain, septic service done right.
Electronic Specialties, North Iowa's communication professionals.
Prism Wealth Advisors, your roadmap to financial freedom.
Heartland Mutual Insurance, your trusted property insurer.
Murphy Realty and Management, serving Algona and the surrounding areas.
Cook Scrap Iron and Metal, home for all your welding and steel needs.
Looking for your next vehicle? Drive home happy with Kemna Auto Center, your hometown dealer for new GM, Ford, Jeep, and Ram models. Need something pre-owned? Kemna's got you covered with a great selection, many Bravo certified, each with a multi-point inspection and limited warranty. From friendly sales and finance experts to world-class or master service technicians, Kemna's here to serve you. Stop by Highway 18 West in Algona or visit Kemna.com. Kemna Auto Center, an experience you deserve.
Hey Golden Bear fans, this is Dan Mice. You're listening to Bishop Garrigan Baseball on KLGA.
Bishop Garrigan 5, North Iowa 0 here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. We're now at the top of the third inning as Brady Galligan goes back to work. It'll be Zeke Garst, Gavin Grunhoff, and Braden Gray. 8, 9, and 1 in the North Iowa batting order. It's been a mellow crowd so far here today at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, although a good amount of fans on both sides have gotten the memo that, hey, this game is moved from Bishop Garrigan High School and is now moved to the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. If you are a North Iowa or Bishop Garrigan fan listening, do not show up tonight at the Bishop Garrigan Diamond at 7 o'clock, as there will be nothing going on at that point. But a mellow crowd so far today, and maybe that's just because it's so humid outside, or maybe it was just a fun 4th of July around the area, but who am I to say? The batter will be Zeke Garst, designated hitter as the sophomore bats from the right-handed side. Galligan's first offering is eye level for a ball, and the count 1-0. Garst has 7 hits and 43 at-bats this season, hitting .163 for the Bison. 4 runs driven in, as Garst with a little half swing and a miss that time, and the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bison have only scored 74 runs so far this year in 18 games, as the pitch to Garst cut on and missed. He chased one that appeared to be a little bit too high, and the count goes to 1-2. These Bison hitters do not look comfortable against Galligan as the 1-2 delivery. Garst swing and a miss for strike 3. Galligan brought that one down and away, and he has his third punch out of the game. And what I mean when I say North Iowa's hitters aren't looking comfortable, a lot of the right-handed hitters are bailing out of the batter's box against Galligan. That curveball, it starts inside, and they're fading away, but it breaks back over the plate. You've got to hang in there against the curve. And even when he brings a fastball, we're seeing a lot of the hitters step in the bucket, as almost as if they are a little tentative of the inside pitches from Galligan. That pitch is up and in. Count even 1-1 on Gavin Grunhoff, who's hitting .261 on the season. He's walked 11 times. He's only struck out 10. His on-base percentage just below 400. He'll ground it towards second base. Long run for Alish. He vacuums it in. He throws to first base, and Grunhoff is out. The first base umpire started to signal safe, and then halfway through the safe sign, he changed it to out as Grunhoff is retired for the first out of the inning. Well, Grunhoff, that is a speedy man for North Iowa. State champion in cross country in the 5,000 meters. State champion in long distance and track and field as well. Wind down the pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-0 count. Apparently based on that last run, it was a good sprint training as well for Grunhoff as he nearly beat out that infield grounder. 1-0 pitch. Up for a ball. 2-0 on Braden Gray. We'll see if the Bison hitters adjust second time through against Galligan, because like I said, they just did not look comfortable against him the first time through. 2-0 pitch. That's a breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-1. If I'm Galligan, I'm taking that cue and I'm hammering the inside corner of the strike zone until North Iowa proves they can turn on a pitch like that. Breaking ball inside corner, and much like some other Bison hitters, Gray was starting to bail out of that. Count 2-2 as it was called a strike. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Boy, Galligan is mixing and matching so well right now, changing between the fastball and the curveball as the inning comes to an end. Bison go down 1-2-3. Score stays 5-0 Bishop Garrigan. Bottom of the third coming up next.
Postseason sports coverage brought to you by
Northwest Bank, commitment you can bank on.
Algona Dairy Queen. Check out the summer blizzard menu.
Bodie's Moonlight Garden. See them at the farmer's market.
Capacious Brothers Incorporated, Pioneer Seed.
Flipside in Laverne, open 7 days a week. Dine in or carry out.
Snap-on Tools, the most valued tool storage solutions in the world.
Sportsman's Corner, your power sports headquarters for Can-Am and Honda.
Bub's Pie Shop serves delicious lunch and pie Tuesday through Fridays, 11 until 2.
Advanced Drainage Systems, our reason is water.
Living in Iowa sure means we rely on our furnaces and air conditioners to keep us comfortable all year round. That's why Algona Plumbing and Heating is proud to be your local trusted Armstrong dealer. They're committed to bringing you the highest quality products in heating and cooling, and it doesn't get any better than Armstrong furnaces and air conditioners. For all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, give them a call at 295-5240 or stop by their Dodge Street location. Live comfortably with Algona Plumbing and Heating.
Bishop Garrigan 5 and North Iowa nothing as Jameson Kramersmeyer goes back to work in the bottom of the third. Drew Moeller, Caden Graves, and Fan Kolash, the scheduled hitters for Bishop Garrigan, as Moeller is 1 for 1 today, blooping a single to right center field his first time up. This is a pretty expansive outfield, as of course the center field fence, it juts out to about 385, so even though it's a shorter outfield towards the left field fence, there's a decent amount of gap space out there in the outfield, although it is a small foul territory here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex as the pitch down and into Moeller for ball 1 from Kramersmeyer. This is one of the smallest foul territories I believe that Bishop Garrigan's played at this year, especially once you get about halfway into the outfield down the lines. There's almost nothing as far as foul territory in the corners. Moeller, a little dribbler foul territory first base side. Count 1-1. Even behind home plate, it's a below average foul territory as far as size. And on this turf, too, if you get around to third base, the ball may just bounce back to the catcher on the turf, so it's not always an automatic score from third. As Moeller rolls it towards second base, it is bobbled, it's picked back up, the throw to first base, and just in time, Gray recovered on the play to get Moeller 4-3, and the first base umpire made the late call there, but they do get Moeller at first. Out number 1 of the inning recorded as Moeller now 1 for 2, and Caden Graves to the plate. Graves is 0 for 1 today, reached on an error his first time up as he bats with 1 out, nobody on base. Graves hits from the front of that right-handed box. Kramersmeyer motion in the pitch, and Graves hits a sky-high pop-up, shortstop side of the infield. Engelbartz discards his baseball cap, and he makes the catch. Barely had to leave his position as the Golden Bears go down quickly, 2 up, 2 down, and Fan Kolash will try to spark a 2-out rally. This would be the exact medicine Jameson Kramersmeyer needs after a laborious first and second innings. With the help of his defense, committing 3 errors in the first, the Golden Bears drove up that pitch count. And he really could use a quick inning here against 7, 8, and 9. Fan Kolash 0 for 1 today, ground out to third. The motion in the pitch, ground ball towards third base. That is hugging the line, and it's just foul as Kolash will trek back to home plate. So Kolash will walk back to home plate. Count 0-1. After Kolash is back to the top of the order with Brady Galligan. North Iowa When they move to the top of the fourth, we'll have Engelbart, Hagen, and Kramersmeyer 2, 3, and 4 as Kolash watches that one downstairs in the dirt, or should I say down on the turf for a ball, 1-1 count. Force of habit, folks. I'll probably say down in the dirt a lot here today. Back aboard the rubber goes Kramersmeyer. His 1-1 delivery. Kolash checks swing, and the first base umpire says no, he did not go. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Kolash got a little work on the mound in that final regular season game here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex when Bishop Garrigan defeated St. Edmund. The 2-1 delivery. Kolash, one hopper towards shortstop. Engelbart has it on the backhand. He slips on the turf. His throw to first base, and it is no good. Off the bag at first base is Price. Wow. I mean, I'll be honest, folks. The field umpire is substantially closer to that play than I am, but I cannot believe that his foot was off the bag there. But they say he was off the bag, and Kolash is safe on first. An infield single. Boy, oh boy, there have been some interesting calls so far at first base. A lot of bang-bang plays over there already, and both dugouts have been angry at the field umpire at some point, rightfully or wrongfully. So the inning continues, and it's back to the top of the order for Brady Galligan with a walk and a single as he has scored twice today. Pick up to first base, not quite in time as Kolash dives back in safely. Well, even though you have a playable turf here, it did rain earlier today, so I wonder if that turf is still slippery because Engelbart's had that leg slip out from underneath him. Couldn't get a lot on that throw as Kolash is stealing second, and Galligan rips a line drive foul. That one's into the bleachers over on the softball diamond over to our left, and the count is 0-1. Well, clouds in the sky here now. The sun has been covered up. A few threatening-looking clouds overhead, but allegedly those aren't supposed to be anything, at least not yet, but we will wait and see. The forecast seems to change by the minute as we go on this summer. Kolash, pretty healthy lead at first base. Kramersmeyer notices and throws over there, but Kolash dives back in safely. I would imagine playing on a turf field like this, one of the hardest adjustments to make is feeling comfortable diving and sliding into bases. Just so different than the turf, as Kolash got a great jump. He is stealing second. Hagen's throw is off to the left, and Kolash does a face plant into second base. Second face plant of the day for the Golden Bears as Tate Furch had one going into third base, stealing a bag, and then Kolash, once again, it was a heels over head type of situation as he slid head first, and his heels popped up in the air, and he is hearing it right now from the third base dugout. But he made it to second safely, and he is all right, but like I said, that could not have felt too good. 1-1 pitch. Galligan, a little looper, shallow left center field. That one's in for a base hit. Kolash coming around third base. Ball's bobbled in left field. Kolash scores. Bishop Garrigan 6, North Iowa 0. And the 2-out bang-bang call at first base comes back to hot North Iowa as Bishop Garrigan scores once again to make this a 6-0 ball game. And Brady Galligan just continues to produce. He's been on base all 3 times today, and it's just ball and play after ball and play for Galligan, hitting gap to gap and passing the baton to Tate Furch, who is 1 for 2 today. He reached on an error, and he also singled. Furch, it's a little ways off the plate from that right-handed box. Galligan taking off. He got a great jump. Hagen for to second base, and nobody covered the bag. Gray had to sprint over late. None of the Bison middle infielders moved on that play until the throw is about 3/4 of the way to second base as Galligan steals another bag. It was a good thing that Gray realized late that the throw was coming. Otherwise, that would have been into center field, and Galligan would be on his way to third. Gray will hold the runner at second base. Huge hole on the right side of the infield as Furch takes. That is up for a ball, 2-0 count. A lot of teams will dance the middle infielders around the bag at second when there's a runner there, but they'll run back to their position when the pitch is delivered, but Gray is holding the runner like a first baseman, so if Tate Furch can shoot into right field, there is a massive hole on the right side of the infield that is totally vacated by Gray. Kramersmeyer misses in the count 3-0. The one weakness for Kramersmeyer, he is very slow to the plate. Golden Bears have gotten some big jumps off him so far today. The look towards second, the stretch in the 3-0 pitch. And that is up and in for a ball as Furch walks on 4 pitches, and the inning continues for the Golden Bears. And once again, an inning that looked like it was going to be easy for Kramersmeyer, and getting back on track pitch count-wise is turning into a laborious inning with Carter Schwab batting. 2 runners on base once again, and Tate Furch will be courtesy run for. Brad Meister, the freshman infielder for Bishop Garrigan, will go to first base as he will run for Furch. And Kramersmeyer will get a new baseball as the outfield moves towards right center field, and the right fielder, Winter, will back way up for Schwab, who boomed to double the right center field his first time up, and grounded out to second base on a bang-bang play at first, his most recent time up. There have been a couple calls at first base that have angered the Bison first base dugout. That Schwab ground out his last time up was the call that angered the Bishop Garrigan third base dugout. But there have been a multitude of close plays at first base so far in this game. Kramersmeyer checks second and brings it as Schwab flies in the air towards center field. Grunhoff is cruising in, has it measured, and he reels it in for the third out of the inning. Bishop Garrigan adds another run on the Brady Galligan RBI single. 6-0 Golden Bears moving to the top half of 4 from the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge.
Tournament sports coverage on Hometown Home Country Radio, brought to you by
Stroman Family Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Fairway Meat and Grocery. Everything's easier, fresher, and faster with Algona Fairway.
Algona Manor Care Center, your home away from home with quality care.
Rothler Electric. Don't be left in the dark.
From our homestead to yours, you'll find what you need at the Homestead Country Store.
Smithfield Foods. Good food responsibly.
Linda K's Microwavable Meals, homemade dinners to go, and catering services.
Miller Construction, proud supporter of student athletes. Postseason sports coverage brought to you by
Northwest Bank, commitment you can bank on.
Algona Dairy Queen. Check out the summer blizzard menu.
Bodie's Moonlight Garden. See them at the farmer's market.
Capacious Brothers Incorporated, Pioneer Seed.
Flipside in Laverne, open 7 days a week. Dine in or carry out.
Snap-on Tools, the most valued tool storage solutions in the world.
Sportsman's Corner, your power sports headquarters for Can-Am and Honda.
Bub's Pie Shop serves delicious lunch and pie Tuesday through Fridays, 11 until 2.
Advanced Drainage Systems, our reason is water.
We move to the fourth inning from the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. Tate Engelbartz, Kevin Hagan, and Jameson Kramersmeyer will bat for North Iowa as the Bison trail the Golden Bears 6-0 here on Hometown Radio KLGA. Engelbart's first pitch swinging, rolls it over to shortstop. Mice gobbles it up, high throw to first base, and Engelbart's is safe, but he turned around the bag. The flip to first, the tag, not in time. Nearly an out, run into by Tate Engelbartz, but he dove back into first base safely. Well, that play was strange on both ends. It was kind of a casual approach to the ball by Mice. He sort of lobbed the ball to first base instead of setting his feet and getting into that. It seemed like the Golden Bears took for granted that that ball was going to result in an out as Mice sort of casually played that one and then sailed it over the head of Carter Schwab. But on this turf field, the ball hit the sidewall. It deflected right back to Schwab, and Engelbartz had taken a huge turn around first base. Schwab tried to flip to first, but it couldn't get there in time as the ground ball to shortstop, fielded on the backhand by Mice. He'll gun it across the diamond, and that time it's an out as Schwab holds the bag. The throw to second base, and Engelbartz goes back in there safely. A couple first pitch swinging at bats here as Engelbartz moves up to second, but Hagan retired on the ground out, 6-3. Bison trying to get after Galligan early here as he's been in the zone. Galligan checks second, and he delivers. Kramersmeyer watches as a curveball drops into the lower half of the strike zone. 0-1. Kramersmeyer for North Iowa, a .396 hitter with 13 RBI, .476 on base percentage. As that one inside and it hits him. Boy, I'll tell you what, Kramersmeyer holds his ground in that home plate area. He's been hit twice today, and neither time has he made much of a move to get out of the way. As the Bison have some needed base runners, it's Engelbartz at second base, Kramersmeyer at first. I would imagine they will run for Kramersmeyer, and they will. It's a sophomore, William Duvet, will head to first base. And we'll see if the second half of the batting order can produce. Carol Lorenzen 0-for-1 if they ground at the shortstop. He'll be the batter now for the Bison, followed by Brendan Price. But North Iowa needs runs. Pitch by Galligan. Dips down and away for a ball, 1-0 count. Even though Bishop Garrigan has scored 6 runs today, they've also left 6 runners on base, so this game could certainly be worse than a 6-0 score if you're a Bison fan. Galligan kicks and delivers. Breaking ball stays a bit outside for a ball, and it's a 2-0 count. You're not going to get a ton of opportunities against Bishop Garrigan's pitching staff, so this is an inning that must be capitalized on, at least for a run or two if you're North Iowa. 2-0 pitch, up and in on the fastball, and it's a 3-0 count on Cale Lorenzen, the number 5 hitter. Galligan hands the belt, stretch and the 3-0 pitch, and he pours that one over for a called strike, 3-1. Well, in District 3 action, going on later today, North Union takes on GTRA at 5 o'clock, as we'll have coverage of that game as well. And that pitch will miss for ball 4. It squirts away from Furch, but no runners will get any extra bases out of that as that'll load it up. It's Engelbart's at third, Duvet at second base, and Lorenzen at first. Brendan Price has a bases-loaded situation for North Iowa. This is as good of an opportunity as any for the Bison to get right back into this one. As Garrigan uncharacteristically struggling with control. He will go back to the windup, working middle of the pitching rubber. Golden Bears pinch in at the corners. Back pick to first base, and diving back in there safely is Lorenzen. Ball one to Brendan Price. Also in District 3 action today, West Bend Mallard hosts Norfolk Kensett in Gilmore City. That game, as far as we know, still on for 7 o'clock. As Coach Rob Meister goes out to the pitching mound to talk things over with Garrigan. If you love baseball here today and you want to see 3 games, you can. All those 3 games I mentioned, we have them covered here on the YouTube stream. That West Bend Mallard versus Norfolk Kensett game. We're sending Brian Wilson, only our finest, over to Gilmore City. He'll be there to watch the Wolverines take on the Vikings. That game can be heard on 98.5 FM at AM 1600. In District 3, the top seed is St. Ansgar. They had the first round bye. They'll face the winner of West Bend Mallard and Norfolk Kensett. And like I said, the winner of this Bishop Garrigan North Iowa game plays the winner of North Union versus GTRA. So that's how District 3 shakes out. And hopefully all those games end up getting in today, as there's been various rainfalls around the state so far on this Saturday. But I think everyone happy that their 4th of July plans weren't disrupted. You could save the rain to the 5th of July, and as long as you get the baseball games in, even if we have to change times, I don't think anyone's going to mind too much. Galligan's 1-0 pitch, and a nice bender in the zone for a called strike. He dropped in the breaking ball to even it at 1-1. Schwab Dietering in at the corners. Middle infield stays back. You're thinking a potential double play if 1 out. 1-1 pitch. That is popped high in the air, shallow center field. Out is Mice, the shortstop. He's backpedaling, and he makes the grab on the outfield grass. Engelbart's bluffs like he's going to come home, but he'll stay right there as Brendan Price cannot get the run home from third base. That got a little scary there for a second for Bishop Garrigan as Mice looked like he was underneath it, then had to backpedal there last minute. But he ended up making the play. So if 2 outs, the bases are loaded. Any runs North Iowa scores this inning will be unearned, as Garrigan did commit their first error of the inning to start this frame off. As Archer Winter bats, 0 for 1 off a strikeout. Garrigan works from the windup with the bases loaded. Force play at every base as the pitch to Winter. He will watch that on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Winter's one of those several Bison hitters that have been kind of bailing out from the box against Garrigan. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And again, that front foot just pulls out on the swing. You just can't reach a pitch on the outside corner like that if your front foot is stepping out in the bucket like that. The 0-2 pitch, just missed outside corner. Garrigan takes a deep breath. He wanted that one. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. A good take by Winter. The 1-2 delivery. Inside it goes to the backstop, but it deflects right back to Furch, and nobody can move. And that's what I was talking about earlier, folks. On this turf field with this small backstop, the ball may bounce right back to the catcher, and Engelbart's read it. If he had tried to come home, he would have been out by a mile. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Brady Garrigan climbed the ladder for the fastball, and the Bison leave the bases loaded. No runs, no hits. 3 left on base for North Iowa in the 4th. It stays 6-0 Bishop Garrigan, heading to the bottom half of the inning on KLGA Hometown Radio.
AMU wishes our local teams good luck in postseason play. The hard work our ball players put in is reflected in their success on the field. AMU follows the same game plan when providing great services for our customers. AMU employees work as a team to provide reliable and affordable services to our community. When you need electric, water, cable TV, high-speed internet, or telephone services, hit a home run with Algona Municipal Utilities. Community-owned for community benefit.
Kasuth Regional Health Center is your home for recovery care. I'm occupational therapist Ben Krause, ready to help you with recovery care. We work with a wide range of patients, helping them get back to the task of daily living and doing the things they want to do. Come home to recover with Kasuth Regional Health Center. Find us online at krhc.com or call 295-2451.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
Hey Golden Bear fans, this is Carter Schwab, and you're listening to Bishop Garrigan Baseball on KLGA.
Well, Well, the North Iowa Bison missed a golden scoring opportunity in the 4th inning. They had the bases loaded with only one out as the Golden Bears opened up the floodgates, potentially with an error and a walk on a hit by pitch, but the Bison couldn't capitalize. A pop out on a strikeout ended the inning, and the score stayed 6-0 Bishop Garrigan, as now the Golden Bears will try to add on against Jameson Kramersmeyer. Nick Learer, Dan Mice, and Aiden Deitering the scheduled hitters, as Learer has been on once today. He has walked and he has struck out. A 6'6" right-handed batter for the Golden Bears standing in. The wind by Kramersmeyer in the pitch, and Lear attacks it, lines it to left field on the first offering, and that one will drop in for a base hit in front of Hoffman, the left fielder. Well, a subtle thing Hoffman did on that play that was pretty smart. On a grass field, you can charge in a little more aggressively and just make sure you knock down the ball if it drops in front of you. Hoffman had to pull up late because if that ball bounces in front of him, it may hop over your head like a super ball here on the turf field. So if you overrun a ball in the outfield, it could jump over your head and be a triple. So he had to pull up late. Instead of getting too close to that ball, he waited back for that bounce and made sure Lear was held to a single. First base hit of the day for Lear as Mice will bat. The pitch to him. Lear is running. Hagen throw to second base. Lear will slide and he is safe. Golden Bears are being very aggressive on the base paths so far today as Lear moves into scoring position if nobody out. Dan Mice today has been a strikeout victim twice. 2 of the 3 strikeouts delivered by Jameson Kramersmeyer, who works first base side of the rubber. The North Iowa senior pick off to second base, had Lear leaning, but the throw deflects off him into left center field. Lear will stay put right there. The Garrigan fans who have come here today wanted Lear to take off and go to third base, but I'm not sure he realized the ball got away or that anyone yelled out to him that it did. Would have been tough to advance anyways, but that was close. That could have been an out at second base, but the ball appeared to hit Lear and deflect into the outfield. 1-0 to Mice. Mice rips that one into left field, coming in Hoffman, and he makes the grab. Lear caught off second. The throw there in time for the double play. Hoffman turns 2 as Mice smoked that ball to the left, and Lear got caught wandering too far off the bag. Just like that, 2 outs, nobody on base, as the Bison turn a much-needed double play in the outfield. With that, it'll be Aiden Deitering. Deitering reached on an error by the second baseman. He also lined out to the shortstop, as he is 0 for 2 today. Golden Bears have scored in each of the 3 innings so far, but in danger of being blanked here in the 4th, as Kramersmeyer works from the windup, and he misses in the turf for ball 1 to Deitering. We haven't seen anything hit too deeply so far today besides that Schwab double to right field. None of the Golden Bears have challenged that green monster in left yet, as Deitering hits a sky-high pop-up middle of the infield. Kramersmeyer off the mound towards the third base side now, and he puts it away for the final out of the inning. So Kramersmeyer faces the minimum in the 4th, and the Bison get a much-needed quick inning. Score stays 6-0 Bishop Garrigan, heading to the 5th on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Some of the most significant power outages in recent years have been caused by severe storms. Whether it's lightning, hail, or extreme wind, don't be caught in the dark. At Murphy Farm Services, our top-of-the-line Generac or Cummins generators will automatically power your home in the event of a power loss. Financing's now available. Already have a standby generator? Call us today to get on our preventative maintenance list to ensure your machine is running at its maximum efficiency. Contact your local certified ag electrical and generator sales and service dealer. Murphy Farm Services, delivering the power you need when you need it.
Brady Galligan continues to work on a no-hitter so far for the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears, leading the North Iowa Bison 6-0 as we move to the top half of 5 on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube stream. Bison have had a couple of batters reach by hit by pitch. They've had a walk as well and one reach on an error, but no hits yet through 4 innings as Galligan back to work in the top half of 5. He's been economical so far today besides the 4th when the Bison loaded up the bases, but Galligan worked out of the bases loaded and one-out situation. Watching the first pitch, and taking it for ball 1 is Zeke Garst, the designated hitter. His knees were buckled on that breaking ball, but it was a little low as the 1-0 pitch. Galligan puts the fastball over for a strike, and the count evens 1-1. Golden Bears trying to win their 11th straight over North Iowa. Last win for the Bison over the Golden Bears was in the 2020 shortened season as there's a swing and a miss for a strike. 1-2 on Garst, as Grunhoff and Gray are also due up this inning. The 1-2 pitch, bit up and away for a ball. Little show-me pitch from Brady Galligan as the count evens 2-2. Bishop Garrigan playing straight up and shallow in the outfield. The 2-2 delivery. Downstairs for a ball, 3-2 count. The Golden Bear outfielders are trying to do anything to prevent a bloop single for the Bison and daring these Bison hitters to hit one over their head today. Wind is still blowing right to left across the diamond. A slightly cooling breeze on this humid day as Galligan's 3-2 and taken for ball 4. Woo, man. That pitch looked to be in at the knees and over the plate, but guess it was a little bit low. One runner on base for the Bison as Garst draws the walk, and Gavin Grunhoff grounded out the second base his first time up, stepping in. Modest lead at first base for Garst. Grunhoff watching the first offering as that one is taken for a called strike, 0-1. Grunhoff's .261 batting average is third on the team, behind only Engelbart's and Kramersmeyer. The 0-1 pitch, that one's right over for a called strike, 0-2. Outfield playing Grunhoff as an opposite field hitter, with Nick Learer, the center fielder, shifted way over towards the left center field gap. The pick off to first base by Galligan, not in time as Garst goes back in standing. No runs, no hits so far for the Bison. That was their second walk of the game. Galligan's 0-2 pitch sails up high to Grunhoff, brings the count to 1-2 strikes. Grunhoff wearing the high socks today for the Bison as well. They have the white stripes laterally across the top and the stirrup design on them as well. 1-2 pitch, runner moving, and Grunhoff fouls it off at home plate. Stays alive for 1-2 count as Garst will have to trek back to first. Bison, not a team that steals a ton. Only have 33 steals this year in 38 attempts coming into today's game. As Galligan ready to get back to work. Garst at first with nobody out, and a 1-2 count on the number 9 hitting Grunhoff. Galligan's next delivery. Breaking ball stayed outside for a ball to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grunhoff has a nice blue and black bat, matching the North Iowa uniform well, as the 2-2 pitch, up and away for a ball. Grunhoff has taken a couple of pitches that were not particularly close to the zone, as Galligan in danger of walking a second batter in a row. 3-2 count from the Bishop Garrigan senior. Galligan delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That may have been ball 4, but Grunhoff was in protect mode as he tried to chop that ball and foul it off, but couldn't make contact, and that is out number 1 of the inning. Back now to the top of the order. Braden Gray 0-2 with a ground at second base and a strikeout today against Galligan. He's 0-2. Runner is stealing second on the first pitch. Throw down by Furch. The tag is put on, and out at second base is Garst. You just can't run on Tate Furch, ladies and gentlemen. We say it time and time again, and less teams have challenged him as the season's gone on, but Furch guns down the runner at second base, and that'll make it 2 outs, nobody on for the Bison. That's a big boost as the starting pitcher for Brady Galligan, seeing Furch eliminate the base runner just like that as Galligan can go back to the windup. It's a 2-0 count on Braden Gray. Garst now 0-2 in steal attempts this year as that pitch finds the zone for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. 6-0 Bishop Garrigan. Top of the 5th here on Hometown Radio, KLGA Algona. As there's a wave and a miss. Galligan locked up Gray on the inside breaker, and Gray had a half swing there as the count evens at 2-2. The motion and the 2-2 offering. Ooh, inside, and that plunked him. That was up and in, and fortunately Gray turned his body out of the way enough where his shoulder took the brunt of that ball instead of his head, but that is always scary when you see a fastball burning up and in like that, as it'll be a 2-out base runner for North Iowa. But fortunately, Gray all right, as he'll take a little extra time to walk over to first base. And Tate Furch will read the situation as well and walk out and have a few words with Galligan. Tate Engelbart's the number 2 hitter with a strikeout, and then he reaches last time on an error by the shortstop Mice, who overthrew Schwab at first. Outfield now mostly straight up, playing medium deep for Engelbart's as Lear in center has backed up a few steps. Lear also a step towards the left center field gap, as Engelbart's bats out of a slightly closed right-handed stance. Still 6-0 Bishop Garrigan. Galligan trying to work through the 5th. He slide steps and delivers, and that floating breaking ball in there for a called strike, 0-1. The Bison hitters have rarely made contact with that breaker so far today. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball is rolled towards shortstop. Mice waits back for it. He will run to second base, and that turned into a pretty close play, but Mice tags the bag ahead of the sliding Gray, and the inning is over on the fielder's choice. So North Iowa leaves a man on base. They do not score as it stays 6-0 Bishop Garrigan. Bottom of the 5th coming up next on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube channel.
Two of the biggest investments most people will make in a lifetime are your home and vehicles. Rest easy knowing that they are well protected with proper insurance from Central Financial Group. We offer a comprehensive and specialized approach to protecting your belongings from everyday disaster. As an independent insurance agent, we work side by side with multiple companies to make sure you are getting the proper coverage at a proper price. Visit your local Central Financial Group office in Algona, Emmitsburg, Wesley, or Britt. Central Financial Group, where you belong.
At Red Power, your local Case IH dealer, they want you to put the very best into your machine so you can get the very best out of your machine. Choose to use Case IH genuine parts. Only Case IH genuine parts are specifically engineered to fit and function properly with your Case IH equipment. They deliver the performance your business demands while giving you the durability your schedule depends on. So when you want to maximize your performance, go to the original Case IH genuine parts. Visit your local Red Power team in Bancroft, Corwith, West Bend, or Humboldt.
Hey Golden Bear fans, this is Tate Furch, and you're listening to Bishop Garrigan Baseball on KLGA.
And we play in the bottom of the 5th inning under overcast skies here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, Iowa. The Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears leading the North Iowa Bison 6-0 in Class 1A District 3 first-round action. These teams part of the Substate 2 bracket as Jameson Kramersmeyer goes back to work for North Iowa. Well, frankly, outside of a disastrous first inning, the Bison have not played bad when Bishop Garrigan's up to bat. They've limited the Golden Bears to just 2 runs since the first, but that first inning featured 3 errors by North Iowa. 3 of the 4 Golden Bear runs in the first were unearned, and after that, the Golden Bears are off to the races, leading 6-0 right now. Pitch drifts upstairs for a ball, 2-0 count on Moeller. The Golden Bears have had threats in other innings, but the damage has been limited by Jameson Kramersmeyer, North Iowa's ace. Kramersmeyer into the motion, the 2-0 pitch, and Moeller cuts and misses as Kramersmeyer tried to bury that one in on his hands, and the count goes to 2-1. That's 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third for Bishop Garrigan. The run in the second came on an RBI ground by Carter Schwab. It was a Brady Galligan RBI single in the third to plate the 6th run of the game as it's a 3-1 count on Drew Moeller. On the other end, Brady Galligan is working a no-hitter as the Bison hitters have looked lost at times at the plate against the Bishop Garrigan senior. He has been dominant. Kramersmeyer's 3-1 pitch. Down and away, ball 4. He will lose Drew Moeller, and the Golden Bears have their leadoff base runner aboard for Caden Graves. Graves over 2, reaching on an error and popping out the shortstop. Golden Bears have had a comfortable lead throughout this game, but they've had a few opportunities to blow this game open that weren't taken advantage of. They left runners at second and third base in the second inning, and they stranded a pair of runners in the third as well at first and second. Pick off to first base, not in time as Moeller dives back in. And he dusts himself off. I don't think you have to do that, Drew, here on the turf field. There's not a whole lot of dust out there. Maybe brush a few pellets off, if anything, as Graves squares, but he pulls the bunt back, and he takes the pitch for a ball, 1-0 count. The Golden Bears getting good pitching here in the opening round of the playoffs, and when you have a rotation like Bishop Garrigan does, it does take some stress out of postseason planning. As the 1-0 pitch, running is Moeller. Graves ground ball past shortstop into left field for a base hit. Moeller will stop at second base. Not sure if that was a designed hit and run or if Graves just saw a pitch that he liked, but either way, it functions well for the Golden Bears as Graves delivers the base hit and puts runners at first and second. And on this quick infield turf, too, that ball will easily get through. Thad Kolash, 1 for 2 today, singled and scored during the third inning. He'll bat with 2 runners on. And could we see a bunt? The second baseman, Gray, holds the runner at second. That right side's wide open if Kolash wants to shoot one that way. As the pick off the first base, diving back in is Graves. Well, Kolash didn't show the bunt at the plate, but I could see his hand sliding down the bat a little bit as Graves dove back on the attempted pickoff. So it looks like he will square on Kramersmeyer's next motion. Kramersmeyer for the kick. Kolash does square, and he bunts. It's a good one in front of home plate. Picked up by Hagan. He will throw to first base, and he'll get the out. But the sacrifice is completed by Thad Kolash. He's retired at first base, 2-3, but Moeller's now at third, and Graves is now at second. 1 out for the Golden Bears, who continue to try to blow this game open. It's 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th, and it's back to the top of the order for Brady Galligan, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a walk. 1 RBI today for Brady Galligan. Kramersmeyer will work from the windup now for runners at second and third. And he'll deliver. Galligan, a rip drop towards right center field. That's dropping in a hurry. That's down for a base hit. And Grunhoff can't knock it down. It'll roll all the way to the fence. Moeller scores. Graves scores. Galligan around second base. He'll head to third. He will try to score. They're waving him home. Brady Galligan to home plate. Inside the park, home run. 9-0 Bishop Garrigan. Brady Galligan gets a home run the hard way. And the Golden Bears clear the bases. Grunhoff took a sharp angle to that ball, tried to cut it off in right center field, but when he didn't make the catch, it went by him, and it rolled forever on the turf, and Galligan will circle the bags. How about that? Now it's Tate Furch trying to continue the momentum for the Golden Bears as he will take that pitch inside for a ball, 1-0 count. What a way to get your first career home run if you're Brady Galligan. It's not a majestic shot of the green monster, but I'm sure the excitement is there just the same. And I can tell you this, everyone in the Golden Bear third base dugout leapt up to the railing when they saw Coach Meister at third base, giving Galligan the wave around third to try to go for the inside the Parker. Furch, little dribbler up the middle, fielded by Engelbart's near the bag. He fires to first, and Price holds the bag at first to retire Tate Furch for out number 2 of the inning. So 2 outs, nobody on base. 9-0 Golden Bears after the inside the park 3-run homer by Brady Galligan, who now has 4 RBI in the day, and Carter Schwab will bat if the base is empty. Schwab has hit a 2-run double, he's hit an RBI ground out, and he has flied out to center field. Left-handed hitting first baseman for the Golden Bears. Well, now, you've got to remember, too, for North Iowa, you can't afford any more runs, otherwise it's the run rule going into effect. As the pitch outside to Schwab for ball 1, 1-0 count. Brady Galligan working a no-hitter on the other end against North Iowa, and he's also delivered the 3-run inside the park home run and an RBI single. Galligan 4 RBI today and Schwab a 3, as Schwab rips the first pitch towards shortstop, and it eats up Engelbart and squirts into left center field, and Grunhoff overruns it again. Schwab on his way to second base, and he may not stop there. He's burning around second, he's turning for third base, and he will have a runner at third of 2 outs for the Golden Bears. Schwab is able to reach. That is not a triple, at least it shouldn't be in the box score. That's really a single plus an error by the center fielder. But Carter Schwab, I will mention, he is your top of Iowa West leader in triples, folks, and he ended up at third base on that play. That is the game-ending, send you to the second round run at third base for the Golden Bears. It's a 10-run rule after 5, and the Golden Bears lead at 9-0 with Nick Lear batting. Lear had to hit his last at-bat as North Iowa works with 2 outs, runner at third. Kramersmeyer upstairs on that first offering for a ball, 1-0 count. We'll give a quick reminder to you folks, even if this game doesn't end now, whenever it does end, we'll have a separate video stream for the North Union versus GTRA baseball game if you're looking for that. Kramersmeyer's 1-0. In the dirt, it gets through the catcher Hagen to the backstop. Here comes Schwab, he slides, save at home plate. The Golden Bears win it in 5, 10-0 as Carter Schwab scores on the wild pitch. An electric 5th inning brings this ball game to an end, and the Golden Bears are on to Tuesday night. They will take on the winner of North Union and GTRA. That game is coming up next. Should start around 5 o'clock here on 92.7 KLGA and at the Alberta Radio YouTube stream. But for this one, the Golden Bears take care of business. It is a 5-inning no-hitter by Brady Galligan, who also hits an inside the park home run, and the Golden Bears cruise for their first-round matchup. They defeat North Iowa by a final count of 10-0 as the Golden Bears move to 17-7. North Iowa wraps up their season 3-16. We'll step aside for a timeout and come back with final numbers after this on 92.7 KLGA.
Sure, you can shop the big box stores if you just want to be a number, but if you want knowledgeable staff with personalized customer service, you need to shop local at North Iowa Appliance Center. They go that extra mile to make sure prices are competitive, and they focus on stocking high-quality, reliable appliances from trusted brands. The roots of this family business began 47 years ago, and they're still going strong today. North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest, carrying Maytag, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and Amana.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security Security State Bank.
Is your student athlete on the injured list? We can help. This is Wendy Wagner, Physical Therapy Assistant at Kasuth Regional Health Center. As a former student athlete and coach, I want to help you get back in the game feeling healthy and injury-free. Our staff works closely with local healthcare providers and specialists throughout the area for a recovery plan that works for you. Best of luck to all our area athletes this season. We will be cheering for you.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
At Red Power, they know you expect premium performance and dependable durability from your Case IH equipment, and you should demand the same from the parts you put inside it. Only Case IH genuine parts are guaranteed to perform to the rigorous standards of your Case IH equipment. They're engineered to work harder and last longer, so you can maximize your uptime and minimize your maintenance intervals. Others can imitate, but none can replicate. Nothing beats the original. For Case IH genuine parts, visit your local Red Power team in Bancroft, Corwith, West Bend, or Humboldt.
Introducing the new Massey Ferguson 1M Series Compact Tractor. Built for long work days and demanding jobs, it combines rugged durability with unbeatable comfort. Experience a deluxe cab, air suspended seats, and advanced lighting that will keep you going longer. From snow removal to landscaping, the 1M Series powers through any task with ease. Learn more at masseyferguson.com or visit Carroll Implement in Laverne.
As we wrap up things here in Fort Dodge, the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears defeat the North Iowa Bison in the first round of the postseason, winning by a final count of 10-0. That means Bishop Garrigan will play on Tuesday night, of course, weather permitting, against the winner of North Union and GTRA. That game between the Warriors and the Titans is coming up around 5 o'clock right here on the Algona Radio YouTube stream and on 92.7 FM. But looking at the final numbers for this ball game, for the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears, their unofficial counts: 10 runs on 12 hits. They commit 1 error and leave 6 runners on base. For North Iowa, no runs, no hits, 3 left on, and they leave 5 runners on base in tonight's ball game. With the victory, Bishop Garrigan, they move to 17-7 on the season, while North Iowa, they fall to 3-16. Brady Galligan, your winner tonight on the mound, as Galligan improves his record to 5-3. He threw 5 innings tonight. He struck out 6 and walked 2, also hit 2 batters, no runs and no hits allowed in those 5 innings for Galligan. The loss goes to Jamison Kramersmeyer for North Iowa, as he will end his season with a 2-6 record. Kramersmeyer in his final career game through 4 2/3 innings. He allowed 10 runs on 12 hits. He walked 4 batters and struck out 3, but those 3 errors proved to be costly. Numerous runs out of those 10 were unearned for North Iowa. At the plate tonight, Brady Galligan had a big day for Bishop Garrigan. He finishes 3 for 3 as he was on base all 4 times. Galligan had that inside the park home run in the 5th, and he ended up with 4 RBI. Carter Schwab, a big day as well for the Golden Bears. He was 2 for 3, drove in 3 runs on the night. Nick Lear was aboard base a couple of times with a walk and a single. And Drew Muller was on twice. He singled and walked. And Caden Graves on twice as well, as he singled and reached via an error. Golden Bears, they scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 4 runs in the 5th inning, ending it in a 10-0 ball game here on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube stream. Like I said, folks, we will have coverage of Bishop Garrigan on Tuesday night, whoever they may play, and if you're looking to scout out who the next opponent will be, at 5 o'clock we'll have that video stream of North Union and GTRA. We'll also have coverage here on the Algona Radio YouTube stream. Then later tonight on KLGZ 98.5 FM at AM 1600, also on the Algona Radio YouTube stream, Brian Wilson will be over in Gilmore City as the West Bend Ballard Wolverines take on the Northwood Kensett Vikings. So plenty of baseball action coming your way here in the Class 1A postseason. We'll wrap it up for this one, though. I'm Tyler Lance signing off. This has been a sports production of Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream. Your final score in this one, Bishop Garrigan 10 and North Iowa nothing.